My fellow Sassians, good morning. I hope you are well. I hope you are fabulous, and I hope that you are a darn sight more rested than I am. Let me tell you something. You ever had one of those mornings where you wake up and you go, no? You go, no, mentally. You go, no, physically. Your heart is like, nah, we're not here. Yeah, that was this morning for me. Yours truly is exhausted. And it's that kind of productive, functionary, we got to get through this kind of exhausted. And you kind of look back on your last several days and weeks. You're like, well, that explains it, doesn't it? I mean, it's I did this, I did that, I did this. No, we've done too much. And I've done a lot, and there's yet still more to do, especially as February is right around the corner, and February can be a very stressful month simply because it's a shorter one. So there's the still same amount of work and less days to do it. Yay! So, yeah, a bit sarcastic, but that is my nature. I don't know if we've picked up on that, but yours truly can be a little snarky. I know. It's all in the name, babe. It's Sassy Scorpion Tarot. It's not the passive Scorpion, whatever. It's we have a stinger. And we use it. I've had 2 cups of coffee, and we're like, there's going to be a third at some point. But for now, we're working on some herbal tea, because guess what? The big confetti pop to all this is that we also have the telltale tingle in the back of the throat. So if we're starting to sound a little raspy, a little coughy from the chest, oh joy, well, we might be heading in the direction of a cold. So when it rains, it pours. Speaking of which, it's slated to rain all week. Yay! So I tell you what, things happen in threes, honey. Things happen in 3. It seems like the negative, but also the positive. So let's just go ahead from my points of view, okay? As someone who believes in the power of 3s, I know it sounds weird, but in my experience, this is what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and knock this -3 out this week, because that means I'll have some lovely positive ones after that I can cash points on. Don't listen to my nonsense, but if you know what I mean about the powers of 3s, that's where we get that concept of when it rains, it pours. It just seems like this and this and this. But then on the flip side of that, that means there's positive things coming through as well. So let's just go ahead, let's get the weather knocked out. Let's get this possible cold knocked out. Let's get the rest of that kind of working calendar knocked out. I'm going to conquer that mountain, plant that flag, success, 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 because that's what we do around here. All right, today, you guys, we are going to go ahead and do a past, present, and future reading, or a 5-card baseline, also called classically the horseshoe spread, once more, which is a past, present, and future. We will clarify some, not all, oracles, and then charms. Like always, take what resonates, leave what does not. Do keep in mind these are general collective reads, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate, which I know is incredibly frustrating, but it's also incredibly normal. If that's the case, check your placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Expect some shorts this week, and of course the Sunday check-in. You guys, I will see you at your sign. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Thursday check-in, and once more, happy birthday. What's going on? Show me, Aquarius, please. Past, present, future. Past, present, future. What's up, Aquarius? Okay. 5 of Cups in the past. Let's hope it stays there. The Sun. Yay! All right. 9 of Wands. Not so yay. We'll see why. 7 of Swords. And out comes the 4 of Cups. What happened? 5 of Cups in the past. Like I said, I want it to stay there. We don't want to carry that with us forever. And it can be very charming in a way. Now, hear me out. If you've ever gotten lost to the 5 of Cups, the sadness and reminiscence of the past, it can be very, very seductive. It's that sense of, oh, things were so much better back then. Or I miss that love, and then we forget why we're separated from it. You see what I'm saying? So 5 of Cups can be very seductive, and I've seen people get lost to it, and it can take themselves years to get out of it. It's like, oh yeah, we shouldn't be feeling that sense of lack and always wanting every day. That's how we know we've gotten lost to the past, and I don't want anyone to lose it there. And sometimes I can see that you fall prey to it. And then you remember that you have warmth available to you. And then you have a moment where the sun comes out and the sun shines. But then something comes along that frustrates you. It aggravates you. 9 of Wands, your walls are up, your defenses are up. right? For a second there, I thought we were going to have clear skies. And then you're like, not quite. And it's Seven of Swords and the Four of Cups. I see you being very upset and kind of retaining the sense of being upset. So this is what we call a negative bookend. It opened with negativity, and then it's closing that way as well. Okay. So it's kind of like saying we're going back to square one, or we did a 360. We don't want to do a 360. We want to do a 180. 360 suggests going back to the point of origin, and that's what happened here. Okay. So we're going to take a look at that Five of Cups and see what's knocking around your heart space of the past, the yesteryears. It is over. It is an old Five of Cups. That's old emotional sadness, loss, regret, remorse, the whole thing. The whispers that tell you, oh, the love was so much better back then, or, it lingers, it lingers. It's not with us, but it still lingers, okay? So if it's in the past orientation, it makes sense. And for a while, I see a ray of sunshine for you, and then it closes off again. So this one's either going to distinctly be A, yours, or B, not yours. That's it. Okay? And if it's not yours, check your other placements. Easy peasy. Let's see that Five of Cups, please. Let's see that Five of Cups. The moon, la luna, the star, that's you, and the Ace of Swords. There's an unhappiness in you in your past that, for the most part, you tried to bury and forget. All that did was create delay, right? It was powerful, too, because you said so. The star, it's you. Some of you have some very strong Pisces in your chart. It's not really the point. Could be that some of you deeply feel a little bit more emotional in a negative way around the full moon. But, no. It's kind of like saying I unconsciously made a decision to kind of ignore my pain, and hopefully that would be the end of it. The disappointments, the upset, the lost regrets. It's kind of like if I don't give it any energy, it'll go away. For some people that works, not many. But for most people it doesn't work. It's just burying what happened, and then we end up paying the interest for it later. And whatever interest it is what we didn't work through. So that's why to this day, stuff that happened 10, 15 years ago, it can come up again like it just happened. Because we didn't want to work through it. And that clearly is a painful subject for you. Clearly, there's something here you personally, Aquarius honey, deeply hoped for, and it didn't come through. So you're like, because I deeply wanted it that much, I deeply got to deny its existence, that it hurt, or that I was disappointed by it specifically. Because that's a lot of hope that you're saying, I don't want to feel that hope. It hurt. Whatever this was didn't happen. It disappointed you drastically. And then you turn around and told yourself, don't act like it disappointed you. That's how we deal with that. And that's why you still struggle with it to this day. That kind of explains the rest of your story arc from this point forward. I do want to see what your moment of sun was. What temporarily lifted that feeling for you? Because if you can tap into the sun at any point, that sense of known happiness, simple joy. If you can remember what provokes that, that means you can tap into it again. Okay? So let's see for you what that sun is, because I want to know what allowed you to feel some sense of separation from that which drastically disappointed you because it didn't work out. And then you beat yourself up for it not having worked out. Why'd you get your hopes up? What do you mean, why'd you get your hopes up? The same reason you got hurt by it, because in some way you were attached to it. Okay? You cannot be hurt by what you did not love. All right? Or disappointed by in some way. Even if you didn't love something or someone, that doesn't mean you couldn't be hurt by it. All right? But you had really hoped something would work out. King of Wands, the Emperor, the Four of Pentacles. There are times when you have such a strong sense of self and urgency. I'm going to go ahead and take a guess that when you understand you're needed, it makes you feel happy. Right? It makes you feel very happy when you're needed. When your energy has something to do and focus on, you're alive, you're present, you're accounted for. It makes you feel strong, viable, not just wanted but needed. You like to be needed, don't you? It makes you feel good. Makes you feel very good. You like it when people notice what you're doing and what you're getting on about. And when you actually have active contribution that you can back up, you're like, this is why I'm here. This is what it's all about. It fills you with joy. It fills you with joy when you have goals and you have drive and people can see you. And you get to flex your empowerment skills and you get to flex your ambition skills and your creativity skills. That's when you feel alive. Remember that. Remember that. And I don't just mean work. I don't just mean work. When you have a sense of, when I'm doing what feels correct to me and it makes me feel empowered and others recognize it, I feel on top of the world. I feel very strong and capable. You're showing me you need to be needed. So at some point after your big disappointment here, we hoped for something, it didn't work out. I know you had a moment of success or triumph where you felt needed, and it was wonderful. It was gratifying. It's like being chosen. It's like being called the one. I don't know what it is. But you felt so strong and triumphant. I want you to remember that. What provoked that sense of triumph? Where something needed you, and it warmed you considerably. What was that? And then the walls went up. 9 of Wands. I'm going to jump on that 7 of Swords. If I have questions, I'll go back to that 9 of Wands. Let's say that 7 of Swords, please. Show me that 7 of Swords. Let's see that 7 of Swords, please. There's a lot of masculine energy in there. I'm not saying you're a man. I'm saying that's a very strong masculine energy. I am needed. I am wanted. I am desired. People desire my skills, my contribution, or I'm being chosen, and it lights you, considerably lights you. It's almost like something or somebody told you you're the one. In love or at work, or you're the one, you're the man, you're the something. I don't know. But it's like, yes, I am vital. I am needed. I am the one. Man, we could bottle that up. Oh my gosh. We'd make millions, darling. 8 of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Sun. Oh no. Oh honey, no. Oh, that's what happened. There's the Sun. Twice. It's attached to a lover. 8 of Pentacles. Oh gosh. Oh, someone didn't show up to do the work. Oh. Oh. Oh, God. It's so powerful. I'm so sorry, honey. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to be a bummer. I'm not. I'm so sorry. One or both of you wouldn't do the work. They wouldn't show up. They claimed the feeling. One or both of you claimed the feeling of being chosen. You chose each other spiritually. You chose each other emotionally, but you didn't choose each other physically. Somebody bounced off the work. They reflected. They backed away. 7 of Swords. They're like, I can't do this. I can't show up physically. So we have the strong emotional reaction of verification of being chosen. That's what I'm saying. That's why it hits so funny. Oh. Oh, the opening disappointment. Oh, God. We were trying to tell ourselves this wasn't important or we didn't want this. We did. You had the emotional glow and reaction and the strength. I am chosen. I am needed. I am the one. And then somebody said, but I can't physically show up to this. I can't reciprocate. I can't. Because in this context, it takes two. So one person physically failed to show up to do the work and say the same or show the same level of attribute. They snuck away from it. They fucked off. Somebody fucked off and said, I can't say the same or I can't do the same. I feel the same, but I don't even know if that was expressed. The 7 of Swords has a way of deflecting the truth, deflecting knowledge, deflecting confirmation. I can't talk about that, or I can't say the same thing you're saying. I can feel it, but I can't necessarily tell you that. So somebody here failed to demonstrate You both receive the same feeling of strength and this is beautiful. This is making me feel alive. It's making me feel chosen. It's making me feel loved by the sun. But I can't claim that, and I can't step into it. Somebody self-sabotaged. I know they did. Somebody deflected their thoughts and just slinked away. Like, no, it feels good, but I can't even tell you that. I say that Four of Cups. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Somebody slunk away and they wouldn't confirm. They wouldn't stand next to it. God dang it. I see two people here then. They're sharing the same emotion, so they chose each other emotionally. Spiritual reaction too, so they chose each other spiritually. But when it came time to put the money where the mouth is, someone wouldn't confirm and stand up in the same place and say, me too, or I love you too, or something. God dang it. And thus the work was negated. Any sense of 3D work or contribution from either side went down the tubes. No wonder the anger. No wonder the aggression. No wonder the blockage. Someone got blocked. Oh, God. Let's see that Four of Cups, please. No wonder the anger and disappointment. Let's see that Four of Cups. Will it always be like this? I don't know. Will you two have another chance to choose each other? I don't know. These things do have a tendency, if they're left unresolved, they do have a tendency to come back around. True. I'm not trying to give you false hope either. I don't do that bullshit. Let's see that Four of Cups, please. Seven of Cups. I read what's here, not what isn't. Six of Cups. 10 of Cups. If you wanted to know, the opportunity is yes. In time, there might be a time for emotional exploration between you and this person. The Six of Cups is showing back up. So you two are well connected emotionally. In other words, you two have bonded memories. Okay? There's the opening. Seven of Cups. Actively exploring it. And the process of emotional harmonization with the 10 of Cups. All water there towards the end. Is your immediate answer Four of Cups disappointment? How you opened? Yes. Is that the long-term answer? No. While you are disappointed, somebody here is disappointed. Would it have been so bad if I had opened up to this? Would it have been so bad if I felt more feelings? If I had tried to stand up in the same place at the same time as this connection? If I had really revealed my thoughts or feelings, would the outcome have been different? The answer is yes. But that wasn't the outcome at that moment. It's a lesson that if you two cross each other again, the outcome could be changed. 7, 6, and 10. It will not always remain this case of unhappiness. There will be an opportunity to open up towards each other again. I just don't know when. So let's not think of this as a failure. Let me make this clear. Tarot doesn't dictate shit. Okay? I don't dictate anything. You do. There's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. If you're that person who's screaming at me, I'll never connect with them again, then you already know the answer. It depends. If you were the person who opened up, revealed yourself, and the other person glowed in the feeling, but then they could not share the same space in terms of I feel the same way, okay. If you're the person who was so bold as to put yourself forward, I could see where you'd be sated. You had a moment, and I don't blame you, where you had catastrophic disappointment. I opened myself up and exposed myself to this for nothing. I'll never talk to them again. I'll block them indefinitely. Fuck them. Okay. I don't blame you for that. That feeling, however, may not always stand. And I'm not telling you to be a sucker and just forgive if they come back around. No, that's not what I'm not advising that. Again, I read what's here, not what isn't. The chance for emotional exploration is still attached to you. Now, if you were the Aquarius who you receive this, disappointment stands. Okay? If you're the receiving message of being the one, someone's source of I love you, or I'm in love with you, or you're my happiness, you're my sunshine, whatever. And it made you glow. I am the one. I am needed. This chose me. What? But you couldn't stand up with it and say the same is true for me. The inclination was there. but we couldn't step into it. It would stand to reason why you're still hurt too. Because you disappointed yourself. Perhaps it's reverse. You were disappointed by them, or you disappointed yourself. You're one of those two. It's hard to tell because there's two major influences here, and you both experienced this to some extent. Okay? All I can tell you is that regardless of your particular scenario, Aquarius, be the one that received the energy of being the one in someone else's eyes, or you understood they were the one in your eyes. There is the opportunity for emotional connectivity again in future, even though your immediate outset is disappointment. There is going to be that lingering thought, would have been so hard for them to open up and connect to this if they actually cared about it, or was in any way connected to it in a deeper level. Would it have been so hard? Or me, was it really so hard for me? Was it really so hard for me to say I love you back? You know? Regardless, I read what's here, not what isn't. The opportunity, it looks like, will arise again. So if you don't want to, if you're done, then you're done. That's it. That's all there is to it. You've made that decision. Okay. Now, some of you will choose to try to connect with this again. It depends on who you are and what your needs are. Okay? On Thursday. Goodness me, that's quite specific. Anything else here? On February or in February. Wait, that is not me. You know me. I'm not a big fan of that word. People often take it to a weird place. I don't recommend waiting. It typically hurts. What this means is that time is not yet developed in this sense. So, again, once more, not advising you to wait. You do what's right for you. If you're done with this, I don't know why I'm saying it then, because Aquarius, I'm looking at, you're not emotionally done with this connection. It looks like they're not either. The person who could not stand in the same light and reciprocate the thought or the feelings that were expressed, but they absolutely benefited from it, and it made them feel fantastic, obviously they're the ones that have the work to do to come forward. And that means it's not really on the other person's dime, nor should it be. Once somebody has expressed themselves in such a way, their work is done. If it's rejected, then it's rejected. If it's not accepted, then it's not accepted. Why else would, I mean, it doesn't make sense for you to wait then. Your job's done. Okay? But again, I'm not advising to wait. Well, we still have lives to live in the meantime. But if we wanted a time reference, for some of you, February. Okay? Gosh, I know it. It's so frustrating. That's why a lot of people can't mess with the Lovers, honey. It takes so much to line up with it and to keep it. So a lot more people are comfortable interpreting the Lovers as a seasonal thing. And I don't blame anyone for that. Sometimes the intensity of that connection is best experienced for a short time only. It's when we really want to keep our lover in our lives that we have to choose it more comprehensively. And that means willingness to step into places of shadow that we're not familiar with, and also places of light that would be new to us as well, you know? Anyway. Closing door, completion. For some, there is this idea that if by February, or if by March, or in this case, if by May, such and such has not happened, the door is complete, or this chapter is closed. So in which case, for some of you, you've already given a thought. If I don't do this by February, if I don't do that by May, it's done. For others of you, it's a receiving concept. Okay, but closing the door. So that is a closing time frame then. That's okay. You know, sometimes we need these things. Number 29, the horned cactus, resourcefulness. Some of you have a strong touch of earth in you, and you prize being resourceful, right? Being able to get things done, being able to conserve your time, energy, and effort. Okay, a concerted effort though, knowing when to act, but that also means careful concentration of our resources in the meantime. All right. Gosh, this one's frustrating. Helpful people. Like I said, that's part of the resourcefulness. I have no doubt you're surrounded by people who know how to help. Ask your angels. your questions and knowing how to compromise on certain issues. Again, I'm not telling you have to compromise. I'm saying you have to know what compromise is important to you. Okay. That comes down to everybody differently and individually. For some of you who feel like you've been over-compromised, then your job's done. For those of you who feel like you didn't give enough, okay, that might be something to reassess. There you go. We have the letter G, F, V, C, H. And then we have the yin and the yang, the sense that you two are more alike than different. We complement each other's lights like we complement each other's darks. They're one and the same. Okay? I think one of the best examples of a yin-yang relationship are the lovers I've ever seen. Recently, in recent media, I'm not saying it's a perfect fit, but it's one of the better fits I've seen, would have to be, I don't know if you watch Better Call Saul, which is based off the hit show Breaking Bad, but the relationship between the two main characters, Kim and Saul, perfect. Perfect. They complement each other strongly, or they complement each other in the worst ways. But they make for a hell of a team. When they're on the same page, there's nothing they can't accomplish. So anyway, that was a great example of that. So just in case like you want to reference. Anyway. And then we have the medallion of Sag, but it's in the reverse, the keyword here being optimist. Some of you might have some very strong Sag in your chart, or you just generally consider yourself to be an optimistic person. Okay. All right, Aquarius, honey, I do hope this helped you. This one was quite interesting. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well.